Welcome back. We're here with our panel of breed association professionals, and we just had a discussion about EPDs. Let's talk about genomically enhanced EPDs. What do genomics bring to the equation, Dan?
Sure, Kevin. You know, the accuracy that you get from a genomically enhanced EPD, where that particular animal not only has data, pedigree behind it, but also a genotype incorporated, you just get significantly higher accuracy because now we're accounting for that inheritance. We're really building a better pedigree by tracing it to the right ancestors. But in the end, what matters to producers is the accuracy is equivalent, depending on the trait, to having 10, in some cases 30 progeny of that animal measured. And so the risk around that number, the practical range, what that animal really is, this new EPD with genomics included is just that much more accurate.
Take some of the guesswork out.
Absolutely.
What value does it bring to commercial producers, even in terms of genetically testing their cow herd, guys?
I'll jump. Well, philosophically, we all know there is no short term in the beef business, right? And so, to the points made, we need to use the sharpest tools available to us, and no question genomics do that. And so I guess I would urge those folks back on the ranch, back on the farm. You're investing significant sums of money in your bull battery. And wherever your seed stock producer is going, as a good friend of mine says, so are you, just slower. And so, if you're investing your money with that outfit and they're refusing to use some of these latest tools, you really need to ask them why, evaluate that thoroughly, and then ask, is that a good utilization of your dollars when you're trying to prep yourself with this bull purchase, which is going to impact you 10, 15 years from now when you turn the place over to your kids. They're going to have to live with the implications of that.
And now with single step, Mark, there's some real advantages to that as well.
I think so, Kevin, and dovetailing a little bit off what Chip said, is we look at the folks that spend this much money, and in today's tight margins and environments, when you're going to go out and 50K cattle, that investment, I think if I'm a commercial producer and I'm trying to get those dollars generated just by improving my break evens and trying to be more efficient, take a look at those folks because they've invested a lot of time, turned in a lot of data over the years, and those folks tend to be on the front end of the genomic enhancement too. So that accuracy that Dan talks about, if I'm trying to accelerate my genetic change, that's the cool part about it, that what's happening today. I think that we can do it in just a few generations now because of the accuracy and the early peak in that animal's life and their genetic potential and value.
You had mentioned the need for cows to move around the pasture and actually be structurally sound. And so it brings up the question, can we paint by numbers and just look at EPDs, or where does visual appraisal come into this?
Well, I think you still have to be a stockman and you have to go out there and visualize those cattle. I've always told people, if you don't like looking at your cows, it's hard to feed them every day. And so you've got to have those cattle that you like, number one, that fit your purpose. Where do you want to go? Is it that maternal side? Is it a terminal type of cow herd? And it goes back to, if we go look at the show ring or we look at the cow-calf producer, feet and legs to me is the most important thing. If we're building a house, we want a good foundation. And so foot size, bone, the longevity, I think Chip nailed it really good when he talked about, leaving this herd to your kids and your grandkids. And so, using those genetically enhanced EPDs to have the accuracy, but then to have that cow herd that's functional, that can thrive for years to come.
Anything to add, Colin?
No, I concur. When we start talking about evaluating animals, they have to be functional. They have to be sound on their feet and legs. Those angles have to be right, otherwise they're going to break down. They're not going to last, and longevity goes out the window. With the cost and expense there is today in making these purchases, we talk about the use of genomics and how that's helped us move forward, and there's no doubt that that's there, but if they can't get around and breed cows, or cows can't last, it really kind of goes out the window.
Very good. Well, still ahead, we'll talk with our panel about crossbreeding and how that could impact an operation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.